So in one of my videos, I mentioned that Square Enix once money-hatted Spider-Man from coming to other versions of Marvel's Avengers. To this, somebody said Spider-Man belongs to Sony, not Marvel, aka Disney. It's normal that they did add it to PlayStation since it's a Sony product. Apparently, there are people who are still running around thinking that all of Spider-Man as an IP belongs to Sony. So I think we need to basically get it really clear because this is a very interesting story and this is a very interesting perception that a lot of people have. And this is why we make these videos, right? Because if you think that Sony has an own Spider-Man, you're partially correct, but the particular kind of IP that they have for Spider-Man is actually very distinct. It's not the video game IP. If you look real quick, Spider-Man in film dates back to 1977, the rights belonging to Marvel until 1999 when Sony bought them for $7 million. Spider-Man in film belongs to Sony right now because Marvel at the time was in dire straits. They needed money and they went ahead and sold off the rights to that to Sony. Very interesting buy at the time. So if you keep reading, in 1998, check this out. Sony had the opportunity the chance to buy the rights of almost every Marvel character for $25 million. They chose to only buy the rights to Spider-Man for just $7 million. I love it when PlayStation fans say Xbox could have made their own, exclusive Marvel game. This is a missed opportunity, but stories like this, nobody ever talks about it, But at the end of the day, that's what they said. Apparently, nobody gives a hoot about other Marvel characters. So to this audience member of mine that made that comment, I just wanted to go ahead and, set the record straight because it's very interesting to see a lot of people treat Spider-Man like it belongs to Sony in the video game side, not knowing that it's the film and the cinematic side that actually, that's owned by Sony. And I think that's under Sony Pictures. They're, however, able to leverage a lot because right now, if Xbox chose to make a Spider-Man game, other than say maybe the exclusivity agreements that must have been signed. I don't know if you guys saw the Insomniac leaks. Marvel is not going to be able to let anybody just go use anything that they've already given to Sony under certain circumstances. I mean, they still have rights and they probably have secured themselves in case somebody else was interested. Just like you have a Captain America and a Black Panther game, and then there's a Black Panther game in the works, right? That kind of thing. Marvel would have figured out a way to still make sure that, okay, we're not going to lock ourselves in with this one publisher and one developer. We're going to be able to at least allow for somebody else who wants to pay us money to use an IP to make a game under certain circumstances and certain conditions with certain restrictions at the end of the day. So them money-hatting Spider-Man in the game Marvel's Avengers was a dirty tactic because they basically ensured that people who paid for the game, and Square Enix, this is their fault too, did not get the full experience that they had paid for. Because that's really what it is. They just pretty much went in bed with Sony, and Square Enix was able to pretty much leverage that to what they thought was their own advantage, but then the game went ahead and, flunked. That's another problem. It's just all-round greed for the most part that has caused a lot of these live service games to actually flop. At the end of the day, when you actually think about, the proposition that they bring, one of the things you'll notice is the ones that have either stronger roots or the one that are single, free to play with good content addition, where they work towards innovating the game. They're constantly trying to bring in new audiences, things like Fortnite. Those are the ones that you're going to really realize have a lot of exactly what it is that keeps players coming back to them because they carry that particular aspect of it. And plus, after all these years, they just already know the formulas that work. They know how to actually continue to feed their ecosystems. And Fortnite is a juggernaut, guys. Y'all don't even understand, not just from the game side, but from the development side. It's insane what that thing has become, that machine itself, at the end of the day. So I thought I'd put this out here as kind of an interesting tidbit because this is in regard to the video where I talked about Square Enix admitting that they need Xbox fans. Now, after they've done all those shenanigans with, basically allowing for PlayStation to money have Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 7 remake, rebirth and integrate and all of that away from Xbox, maybe eventually starting to bring them to PC. Now they're starting to see that, man, maybe we should have probably kept our bets, as safe as possible for a possible future where Xbox becomes quite significant, which PlayStation admits that, this is a competition that they're seeing as very significant. In case you were wondering, these leaks from Insomniac, I think every PlayStation fan needs to print these articles from Jess Corden and put it in a folder. If you're a fanboy, put it in a folder and keep it, because you have to know what's going on, and you have to know that PlayStation has vulnerabilities. I know many people don't like to think that, but you gotta put it at the back of your mind, because it will help you as it will help you a lot as a consumer and as a customer to be able to know exactly how you're going to move in the industry. Thanks again for watching the video. Appreciate you guys' time and audience. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Peace out.